Greetings everybody, it's me, your friendly neighborhood Uncle Pete, and this is my series Nails in the Coffin, where we learn that with great kills, there must also come great nails. The first video I uploaded was a Nails in the Coffin video on My Bloody Valentine, and that was just a little over a year ago. I'll have a link up here to that video. I really wanted to cover this movie again because, my first video, it was just me in front of the camera, and I really wasn't that comfortable in front of the camera yet. I didn't use any clips or graphics, so I wanted to do this movie more justice and cover it again. And I was also kind of curious if my nail ratings would change after waiting a little bit over a year. So to celebrate my 1-year anniversary on YouTube, even though I am a few weeks late, I'm going to nail My Bloody Valentine again. And I don't remember any of my previous nail ratings, so I'm going to compare the two at the end of this video. Before we get started, just a few things. I really wouldn't have this channel if it wasn't for this core group of friends that are very, very dear to me. They've been my biggest supporters, and I really want to thank them real quick. Most importantly, my wife, MJ. She's been my biggest supporter in everything I've done. We've been together for 20 years, and, she's the world to me. I love you, MJ. Carlin, another huge supporter, one of my dearest friends. He recommended I cover My Bloody Valentine, and he actually helped me come up with the concept of Nails in a Coffin. We've got Josh, the movie timelines master, who has his own channel, which is just totally fantastic. He's another mentor on YouTube, and he's giving me all kinds of guidance and suggestions. And I'm going to put a link to both Carlin and Josh's channel down below. And then I got this awesome group of friends. We got Tom, Sable, Sarah, Steven, AJ, Shannon, Professor Victor, Mike Bell, Spooky Heather, Boris, and anybody else who has watched my videos and subscribed to my channel. I just want to say thank you. I'm still having fun after doing this for a year, and definitely going to continue this ride. So I hope you guys continue to join me for it. And if you haven't subscribed, I hope you consider hitting that subscribe button. And also, feel free to share this video as well. I'm not too savvy on social media, so if you know someplace where you can share this video so I can help grow this channel, that would be amazing. Thank you, everybody. So let's get down to business. Sit back, relax, and let's put some nails in a coffin for My Bloody Valentine. The movie opens up with a young couple down in the Hanagar coal mine in Valentine's Bluff, Nova Scotia, Canada. They're in the mood to make some friends with each other and have some happy time. They're both wearing mining PPE. The young woman, who is unnamed, she starts a striptease, and her date is admiring her assets, and he even, he's admiring the heart tattoo on her chest, and he grabs himself a handful of boob. And before anything else can happen, he takes her and he pushes her with her back, piercing a pick on a pickaxe that the miner had stabbed into the wall. She screams right into a title card. For this first kill in the movie, I'm going to give this unnamed woman 2 nails in a coffin. I can't fault her for going down into a mine for happy time. To each their own. I don't think she had any idea that she would be in any sense of danger. She was on a date with somebody she obviously liked. They were going to have some fun with each other. And as soon as he pushed her, she was pretty much dead before she really even knew what hit her. She screamed and died pretty quickly. There wasn't much she could have done to avoid this death. So for this first kill in the movie, I'm going to give her 2 nails in the coffin. At 12 minutes into the movie, we get a recap of the accident that involved Harry Warden and 4 miners. There was an explosion that trapped these 5 miners down in the mine, and all but one of them died. The explosion was a result of some unchecked methane levels. But the 2 supervisors in charge, they left the 5 miners down in the mine so they can go attend a Valentine's Day dance. Harry was trapped down there for weeks, and they were finally able to dig him out. He had pretty much gone insane at this point, and he resorted to cannibalism to survive. A year later, Harry killed both supervisors and cut out their hearts. Only one of these kills was on screen, and it was a quick kill. You don't see much. You see the miner surprise the supervisor, and the next shot is the supervisor on the floor with the pickaxe going into his chest. So, based on what was shown, I'm going to give this supervisor 1 nail in the coffin. Like I said, we didn't see much, but when the supervisor was on the floor, he didn't use his arms at all. He also had no spatial awareness to know somebody. And minor PPE was standing so close behind him in his house. Really nonsensical. So, for the second kill in the movie, the supervisor that was responsible for those deaths, he's going to get 1 nail in the coffin. Mabel is in the town's laundromat late at night, and she's looking in a box of Valentine's Day chocolates that somebody had left. She opens it and she reads a note pretty much saying that she's about to quickly die. She turns around to see the miner. She tries to get away from him. She's opening doors to the washing machines and the dryers just to slow him down a little bit so she can get away. She tried to run, but he was able to grab her, and he does kill her off screen with the pickaxe, but we definitely see enough of this kill so we could nail Mabel. Her body was later found inside one of the dryers, which could have been a really cool shot in the film, but we don't see a lot of it since a lot of the deaths in this film was heavily edited by the MPAA. However, I'm still going to award Mabel 3 nails in a coffin. She was an older woman, and she tried her best to get away from the miner. She wasn't as fast or as strong or as young as him, but she did try. I like the idea that she was trying to at least open these doors to the washers and dryers to at least slow him down a little bit, and she actually tried to run. She didn't freeze like you see in a lot of slashers and stuff like that. She tried to fight and get away, and that goes a long way. So for this movie, Miss Mabel, I'm going to give you 3 nails in a coffin. Happy the bartender is next to die. He was setting up a prank to scare these kids. He was the one who's been retelling the story of Harry Warden warning the kids not to hold his dance. He sets up this dummy to swing a pickaxe when a door was open. He checked it a few times, laughing every time he opened a door, laughing at his prank. Well, he was about to walk away, and he checked it one last time. However, when he opened the door this time, there was the miner who quickly swung the pickaxe up into Happy's jaw, going through his head, killing him almost instantly. I wonder if Happy's going to be happy with the 2 nails in a coffin I'm giving him. He set up a dumb prank just to mess with his kids. He really didn't do anything stupid per se. The way the prank was set up, the pickaxe wasn't moving that fast where it probably could have hurt somebody. It was just a dumb prank. He was drunk, trying to mess with people and scare them. But I didn't see anything that he did that was stupid enough to lead me to give him 1 nail in the coffin. So, Happy, you're going to sit with 2 nails in the coffin. Later at night, at a party, Dave is in the kitchen standing over a pot of boiling hot dogs, which I still say is gross. There's just better ways to cook a hot dog. Come on, people. But he's standing over this pot of boiling hot dog water, just looking down in it. Well, the miner's in the kitchen. He shows up, grabs the back of Dave's head, and pushes it down into the boiling hot dog water. And we later see that Dave was killed and his heart was in this pot of boiling water. Hot Dog Dave is going to get 1 nail in the coffin. He was surprised from behind by the miner, but when the miner was pushing his head down, he at least could have done something. His head went into the hot dog water very easily, and it doesn't look like he even resisted or tried anything. Brace yourself, place your forearms across the pot to give yourself more leverage. Do something. He had his hand on the miner's hand that was on the back of his head, but it's like he didn't even push off with the other arm, or at least get your arms down, push off, brace yourself, do something. His head went easily into that boiling hot dog water. It was just too easy to kill him, so I'm going to give him 1 nail in the coffin. Sylvia and John were down in the mines for some hanky-panky. Sylvia wanted a beer, so John, being a gentleman, he goes upstairs to get a beer. Sylvia was down there waiting on his return, and then she gets spooked when somebody starts turning all the showers on. She originally thinks it's John, but then she continues to get more frightened as the miner's PPE, which is hanging up, starts dropping down all over Sylvia, and she's getting really scared now, more and more upset. And then she turns around and Happy's body drops down in front of her. She turns around to see the miner, who picks her up by the head. He carries her over to the showers and pushes her head through one of the shower heads, which is pretty much just a flattened piece of pipe. This is a very brutal kill, but unfortunately is another one that was heavily edited by the MPAA. So for Sylvia, I'm going to give her 2 nails in a coffin. This one is right down the middle for me. She sensed danger before most people in slashers do, and she did get visibly upset. And everywhere she moved, more PPE would keep dropping down on top of her. Yep, she could have run to the exit, but she did struggle when she was grabbed. So I got things going for her and against her. So I'm going to feel comfortable going right down the middle and give Sylvia about 2 nails in the coffin. Hollis, Patty, Mike, Harriet, Howard, and Sarah all go down in the mine since the ladies wanted a tour. They were up at the party and they all wanted to go. The girls wanted to go down into the mine to get a tour. So, but now everyone, while they're down there, everyone else found out that David and Sylvia have been killed, and they all leave the party and go call the sheriff. Axel and TJ go down in the mine to get the others. Now, Mike and Harriet went to go find somewhere where they can be alone together so they can go have some alone time. I don't know what it is about mines in this movie that make people in Canada so horny. TJ, he finds Hollis, Patty, and Sarah and Howard and tells them that, their friends have been killed, right now they think this person is Harry Warden committing these acts of murder. Hollis goes looking for Mike and Harriet, but he finds them dead, impaled together with the drill bit. Their kill was off screen, so we're not going to be able to nail them. After Hollis finds the bodies of Mike and Harriet, he bumps into the miner, and Hollis really can't make out who it is, since the helmet lamp the miner has is right in Hollis's eyes. Before Hollis can do anything when he's trying to get his vision, the miner takes a nail gun and shoots a nail into Hollis's head. He doesn't die right away, but he's able to stumble off slowly till he collapses in front of Howard, Sarah, and his girlfriend Patty, where he dies in front of them. Hollis is still my favorite character in this movie. I really do love this guy. I was sad to see him die, which really doesn't happen too often in horror films, but I'm going to award Hollis 2 nails in a coffin. He just found 2 of his friends dead with a giant drill through them, and then as soon as he turned around to leave, he ran into the miner. He was blinded by the light in his eyes. He couldn't make out who it was. It could have been TJ, it could have been Axel, and as he was trying to get his bearings to figure out who it was, he had a nail shot into his head. So not much we could have done here. So besides the nail in his head, Hollis is going to get 2 nails in a coffin. So now we got Patty, Sarah, and Howard are trying to make it to the exit, but Patty is having a complete nervous breakdown over the death of her boyfriend. Howard runs off and leaves the girls since, Sarah was having a hard time getting Patty to move. So Howard's pretty much just a coward and he runs off. Axel, he later finds the girls and he's leading them out of the mine. They run into TJ, and then all 4 of them, they're climbing up a ladder. When Axel gets to the top, Howard's body falls down from above with the rope around his neck. The jolt from the fall removes Howard's head from his body, and they both, fall down to the ground below. But this coward's death was off screen, so we're not going to be able to nail Howard. The group separates, and they think Axel fell and drowned down in this well. Patty and Sarah are still trying to get to an exit so they can get to safety. And then when they're about to turn around a corner, there's the miner, and he plunges a pickaxe directly into Patty's stomach, killing her. Our final death in this movie is going to earn Patty 2 nails in a coffin. She was pretty much suffering from shock as soon as she learned that Hollis was dead. And even though she was having a nervous breakdown, she did keep moving the best she could. And I didn't see her make any really stupid decisions that led to her death. If anything, she was just moving slowly and she wanted to quit because her boyfriend was dead. Obviously, she loved him. Sarah kept pushing along, and as soon as they turned around a corner, it was a surprise kill from the miner into her gut. And I didn't see anything she did that was so dumb or so ignorant that would lead me to give her 1 nail in the coffin. So, Hollis's girlfriend, 2 of my favorite people in this movie, she's going to get 2 nails in a coffin. We only have a few people left right now, and the movie's about to wrap up. So we have a pickaxe versus shovel fight between TJ and the miner. TJ is knocked down, and Sarah is able to unmask the miner, and we get to reveal that it is Axel. During their fight, there's a collapse in the mine, dropping Axel. TJ and Sarah will be able to escape right as the sheriff arrives with his little posse, and he has news that Axel is the killer. Well, too little, too late. People are trying to dig Axel out, but he escapes, missing an arm, and he runs off into the darkness, laughing maniacally. Well, there we go, ladies and gentlemen. Those are all my nails in a coffin for 1981's My Bloody Valentine. Here's a look at a summary of all the nails I've awarded. Here's a look at my current nail ratings compared to those I had 1 year ago. It looks like I was way more generous a year ago when I first started this channel. And that kind of makes sense, after a year of making these videos, a little over 60 Nails in a Coffin episodes, I would refine my criteria for how I want to award nails to the victims. But it's just an interesting way to look at how I've changed over the past year. Well, it was a lot of fun, ladies and gentlemen. I really appreciate everybody here checking out this video. And I think I've definitely become more comfortable in front of the camera than I was a year ago. Thanks again to everybody who watched this video and subscribe to my channel. I'm still having fun with it. And I really appreciate every view, every subscriber I get. Thanks to everybody. So if you wouldn't mind sharing this video out on other platforms, help me grow this channel, that would be amazing. So it's time to get back to Haddonfield and see if I can avoid Michael for the next few weeks while I cover a Halloween series of my Nails in a Coffin. Everybody, I'll see you all on Friday. Take care of yourselves, each other, stay safe, stay happy. I am your friendly neighborhood Uncle Pete, and remember, with great kills, there must also come great nails.